Hey everybody, Dan the Oil Cancer Man again. Not too sleepy tonight, I guess, so that's why I keep making videos. But if you're as old as me, you might appreciate this video here. I'm probably gonna have to stop and pause it a few times there, so if in case it's copyrighted or whatever. But let's get into this video. I would have been 4 years old, I guess. Check this out.
Close your eyes for just a moment. The year is 1975, and coffee's brewing in the kitchen while Gordon Lightfoot drifts softly from the radio. And for one perfect moment, everything in the world feels exactly right. Want to go back? Somewhere between the smell of fresh-cut grass on a Saturday morning and the sound of kids laughing down the street, Canada had something truly special in the 1970s. Life moved slower back then, simpler in ways that are hard to explain to anyone who didn't experience it firsthand. The kind of simple where a Saturday meant riding your bike until your legs hurt and your lungs burned, where dinner happened at 6 o'clock sharp with the whole family gathered around one table, and where the biggest decision you'd make all day involved whether to watch cartoons or head outside to see what adventures were waiting. This wasn't some romanticized fantasy or a story people made up to feel better about getting older. Millions of Canadians actually lived this life, breathed this air, felt this freedom.
I did.
And if you grew up
and dressed that way,
you know exactly what I'm talking about. That feeling deep in your chest.
But I must say, back in those days, things were more relaxed.
Sense and tomorrow would probably be even better than today. Picture a typical Canadian neighborhood in the mid-1970s, the kind you'd find in any town from Vancouver to Halifax. Bungalows line quiet streets where maple trees cast long shadows across freshly mowed lawns. Station wagons sit peacefully.
Station wagons, you don't hear them anymore.
Wood paneling gleaming in the
Last time you seen one of them was probably the Christmas vacation.
Door slams as a kid bolts outside into the summer heat. No phone to check, no screen to stare at, no notifications pulling their attention in 17 directions. Just pure, unfiltered childhood.
And good weed.
To happen in whatever form it took that day. Inside those homes,
safe mushroom, safe acid.
Green appliances hung
I love that color.
In kitchens where moms pulled bubbling casseroles from the oven, and dads flipped through the thick Eaton's catalog that sat permanently on the kitchen table, circling things the family might need.
Well, Dad used to drink the stubby beers. That was what would be on the table.
A rotary phone hung on the wall, its long spiral.
Yeah, kids nowadays don't even know how to work one of them. If you're my age, you know what I'm talking about.
Nowhere else anyone needed to be. Nobody locked their doors when they left for work or ran.
Growing up in that area, you would never have thought you would have had a phone that could take a video.
Which dog belonged to which house? Trust wasn't something you questioned or debated. It was just
vehicles were a lot easier to fix back then, that's for sure.
Outside belonged entirely to the kids.
That's right.
Summer mornings started the same way across the entire country. From the smallest prairie towns to the biggest
cities. You used to have to go and actually knock on somebody's door.
No alarm clock screaming at you. Throw on whatever clothes you could find on your bedroom floor.
And out the door.
A bowl of cereal while Saturday morning cartoons played in the background and then vanish.
Oh yeah, you had to watch the Looney Tunes back in that day.
No one asked where you were going or demanded a detailed itinerary.
Yeah.
No one needed to know because the whole neighborhood was your territory. And every adult on the street was looking out for every kid. Bikes were absolute freedom on two wheels, not expensive mountain bikes with 20 gears and hydraulic shocks. Just simple two-wheelers that you rode until the chain fell off.
Yeah.
Some had banana seats that were cool for exactly one summer.
Oh, that was cool for Dublin people.
The spokes with closed-spins. So
back in that day, if you had the banana seat, there was a good chance you could pick up a girl on it.
Arrival from 3 blocks away.
And actually, if you look at it, they have ape hangers on there.
You'd seen 100 times, but somehow never got boring. Racing your friends down hills with your feet off the pedals, popping wheelies that you'd practice until you got them perfect.
Not even
No
having
helmets,
brakes. You used to
no
have to
knee
use
pads,
your shoe for
no
brakes.
rules except the big one, the universal law that every Canadian kid
Like
understood.
ape hangers on a bike
without
back
anyone
then.
having to explain it twice. Be home before the streetlights came on.
Yeah, that was the
rule
deal.
was carved in stone across the entire country. Every kid knew
It
it.
used to be a commercial that come on at 10 o'clock and it said, "It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?"
And that orange glow started spreading across the pavement. You dropped everything and pedaled home as fast as your legs could pump. Didn't matter if you were winning the game or losing it. Didn't matter if you were in the middle of the best adventure of your entire summer. Didn't matter if you were halfway across town exploring a creek you'd just discovered. The streetlights meant dinner, and dinner meant family, and family meant you showed up on time.
Well, dinner meant
sweaty
food,
and exhausted,
because you were outside
and
playing all day. You
completely
needed some more gas to put in the
Inside,
fuel
The
tank.
kitchen smelled like home in a way that's
Love them
impossible
colors,
to
though.
recreate. Roast beef and potatoes with gravy made from the drippings.
Damn, that looks pretty good.
Casseroles loaded with ground beef and canned vegetables.
Oh, we
and
had
those
slow cookers
crispy
back
fried
then? No,
onions
that's on the
top.
oven. That's not a slow
Hamburger
cooker.
helper on nights when mom didn't feel like cooking from scratch. And sometimes, if you were really lucky, your parents would bring home Swiss chalet.
Yeah,
You'd
back
tear
in the
into that
day.
rotisserie chicken and dip your fries in that sauce like it was the best meal on planet Earth.
Yeah, they had some pretty
Because
good gravy
then,
back in that day,
without
that's for sure.
1,000 restaurant options and food delivery
Swiss
apps,
chalet. Look at the
it
sign
genuinely
as
was.
opposed to now.
Dinner happened around the table with everyone present and accounted for.
Actually,
All of you
speaking of
squeezed
Swiss
into the
chalet, I
same
haven't had that in a
space.
long
No
time.
TV blaring in the background. No phones buzzing with messages that couldn't wait 10 minutes. Just forks scraping plates and
I remember
ice
that
clinking
table. I
glasses
used to have
and
one of
someone
them too.
asking
You
how
slide
your
out,
day
put the
went.
leaf in
And
it.
you'd actually answer with
Heavy
real
metal
details
damn
because
table.
there was nothing else competing for your attention or pulling your eyes away from the people right in front of you. Your parents wanted to know what you did, who you played with, if you scraped your knee jumping off the swing set, if you found that frog you've been looking for all week.
Yeah.
The smallest details mattered because life moved slowly.
I learned quickly
Actually
that
noticed
bringing
that
snakes
you cared
home to
about
show
them.
mom was not a good
After
thing.
dinner,
Used to go
especially
down
on
to the
Saturday
river and
nights,
pick up
the
snakes,
real
but
magic began across the entire
mom didn't like
country.
that.
Saturday nights in Canada.
Yeah,
meant
hockey.
One thing and one thing only.
Look at that.
Hockey night
They're not
in
even got
Canada.
helmets on back in that
Families
day.
gathered around the television,
Oh, I
often
love that
in the
carpet.
house.
I used to
Played
have
a
something like that
living
similar in my
room
house when I was
in
growing
the
up.
basement that smelled like old
Which is
carpet
funny because the house I grew up in is the one that I
You'd
now
sit
live
on
in.
a shag carpet or squeeze onto an old couch. And when that theme song
Mom and Dad
kicked in,
passed away, so I
you knew
bought
without question that you were part
my
of
brother's
something
half of the
bigger
house,
than
and that's
yourself.
where I live now.
The whole country tuned in at the same time.
So my parents lived
Millions
here,
of
I
Canadians
lived
watching
here,
the same game,
my wife spent a
the
lot of
same
time here,
players,
and now my
the
kids
same
live here. That's three
incredible
generations
saves
of
and
Humpard Zoomians
devastating
that
goals.
dwell in the same place. Well, I didn't expect for that commercial to come on, but we'll shut that down now. I kind of hope you enjoyed a little bit of that. It certainly brought back a lot of memories for me, but I guess you got to be as old as me in order to appreciate that. Anyways, everybody, have a good night. Take it easy.